Hello students. Today I'm making a little video based off of our Algebra 1 lesson 6 on interpreting standard deviation. Let me present my screen. Now the reason I'm doing this is the lesson itself will basically give you instructions on how to use your calculator, your TI-83, 84, like the graphing calculators we have in class, and how to calculate things like the standard deviation. And it's a pain in the butt. I've tried this before, and it took all class just to get through these instructions. So once I found out I could do it in everybody's favorite graphing software, Desmos, yeah, I should totally be sponsored by them. I vowed never ever to use the TIs for this again. No offense to Texas Instruments. They're a lovely company, but for standard deviations, sorry, no. So I've pulled up our lesson 6. This is what you would normally see in your book for this example. And don't you love it when I show you the super easy way of doing something after we've already done it the really, really hard way? So yay, after this lesson, no more having to calculate standard deviation by hand. We are just going to learn how to plug this into Desmos. So here's the first example. Yes, I'm totally giving away the answers in there because I'm showing you the teacher's edition, but this will kind of serve as a check to make sure that we're putting into Desmos correctly, like we're doing it good. So going to Desmos, boom, your favorite software in the world. Here's your main page. When we start this, we need to create like an array, a list of all of those data points that they gave us. Now, I tried this originally with just plain x equals, and it didn't work. It wants to graph y equals x when you do that. So that's why I made this x with a little 1 after it. And you don't need anything special to make that little subscript 1. I just type x1 and boom, it does it just like that nicely. Equals, and then we need square brackets, not the sideways math mustaches, like when we were doing piecewise functions, but the actual squared off brackets. So we start typing that in there, and then we go back to our lesson so we can see our data points. And we're just going to type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all 8 of these numbers in there. So I'll come back to Desmos, type these in with my mad 10 key skills. And after you type in one number, we're going to separate that with just a regular comma. I like to then put a space after it, but you don't need it. It just makes it easier to look at. 67.6, 69.8. Typing in numbers is fun. Okay, and once we're done, I'm just going to hit enter. Cool thing is it kind of shows you down here what you called it and how many elements are in your list. So if you lost track of how many numbers are in there, or if it just says a 7-element list, you know you missed one, just go back and plug it in. So I have all of those data points in there. Look back at the lesson. We got all 8 of those numbers typed in. And now this wants us to use your calculator to the nearest hundredth to get the mean, the average, and the standard deviation. So we can come back here to Desmos. I'm going to click on this show keypad. Boop. Everything's better with sound effects. Come over here to functions. Boop. Make sure I'm in the stats. That's short for statistics. So we go to stats. We've got all these kinds of cool things we could be using, but today we're just, I know, don't be sad, we won't do all of them. But today we're just going to do mean, like Mr. Redman. And yep, I didn't finish that. That's okay. Come back here. We're also going to do standard deviation, or as it's commonly referred to as STDIV. That's how you pronounce that. STDIV. Not STDIV. We don't want the one with the P at the end. Just STDIV. And in the parentheses, we just need to know what are we taking the average of or the standard deviation. Now you could type in this whole array again, but let's take a shortcut. I called it x1 equals that, so I can just refer to it as x1. Oh, look, it calculated that. What? Yeah, your jaw just dropped, right? And x1 here, boom, what? That did it in like 2 seconds instead of all class period, like our last calculations when we did this by hand. And look at the numbers. 68.975. Let's compare that to the book. It says the average of these numbers is 68.975. The book said 68.98. What? That was so simple. Standard deviation, 1.58. Whoa, that's well beyond the nearest hundredth. So if we round that to the nearest hundredth, that would be 1.59. That 7 pushes us up to 5.9. Look over here. What? Standard deviation 1.59. Wasn't that so easy? Aren't you mad at me for not showing you this sooner? Well, guess what? You're welcome. Have a great day. Do all the standard deviation calculations you want. Now it's super fun.